The following podcast may contain explicit language and offensive material. Because we like offensive material and explicit jokes and language, and sometimes we talk about doing it.
Pièce de Résistance is not just one story. It is many stories. Stories of heroes showing incredible courage and making unspeakable sacrifices, all out of love of country and hatred of douchebags. This week, we will follow the inspiring odyssey of one such hero. Yep, that's how we got started back in April of 2018 with episode 1.
I've been confused ever since. So
yeah, me too. So
cool.
I think I know who I am. So I'm Dale Leopold, and
oh, I'm Lisa Graham.
That's right. And we created this baby. We birthed it, which was an interesting experience for me, But yeah.
I breastfed it until it was 8 months old.
Indeed.
Just doing the best I could for the pod.
We got some help from, a little shout out to La Leche League there.
Now that he's a toddler.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Okay. On second season. All right. Sorry, Dale.
So what we have here is we're going to do a quick and dirty, well, it's always dirty, but quick recap of season 1 so that all you folks who are brand new subscribers won't be intimidated when you see, oh my God, there's 12 scripted episodes and 13 bonus episodes to catch up on. Oh, it's too much work. And blah, blah, blah. So needless to say, this is going to be full of spoilers, but that's okay. If you're here to just cut to the chase, we will cut to that chase.
We will cut there.
we will cut there like a surgeon, surgical cuts. And
probably not, actually, but it's like getting Hermione's class notes. You'll get what you need to know, all right?
That's right. And so we will bring you up to date on the plot so that when season 2 hits on February 5th, you'll be like all good to go. But, of course, you should always catch up and listen to these fabulous songs. And if you like the songs, you should definitely buy our album on our Bandcamp page, bsdr.bandcamp.com.
Look at all the shit we have to plug.
I know.
That's nice.
Definitely. Very nice.
Right.
Still waiting on the sausage. We promised sausage somewhere along the way. But we'll get to that.
I want hot pants.
Purple hot pants. Purple.
See?
Yeah.
I need some red, too, so I can multitask. It goes with
there you
it's
go.
On brand.
Marketing geniuses, the two of us, obviously.
Not really, but whatever. Clearly. Yeah. Anywho, we're going to basically run down what happened, maybe throw in a fun story. Dale's going to get his phone, and we'll go from there. And we'll kind of fill you in. You could binge listen, or you can cheat. Your call. No judgment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So cheaters, here's what happened.
Let's see. So episode 1, we entitled it Flaming Turducken, for reasons that should become obvious. Actually, they're not obvious, but anyway.
No, they're not. But turducken is a fun concept and word, so.
Yeah, you had to use it. You had to use it. So we meet Lisa, played by Lisa.
Me? I know. It's like it was written for me.
I know. So it's like a version of yourself. And we meet your son, Jake, then 4 years old, but played by
Karen O'Brien.
Karen O'Brien, the lovely and talented.
Yes.
And so as we pick up the story, Lisa has been in pretty much denial since Election Day of 2016.
It hurt, folks. It really hurt. That was true. True to life.
Yeah. Just sort of little turtle shell thing, and unplugged from the world and the media. But much to her shock and horror, Jake has figured out a way to reconnect the cable, and it happens to do so right as Trump is being inaugurated.
That snaps my brain, as it did.
Yeah.
So off we went to the resistance.
That's
really
right.
just going to march and do some weezisting,
Yep.
like you do. And that's where not me, but me, played by me, is recruited into the resistance by Vera, also played by Karen O'Brien, mostly because we had not talked to any of our other friends about doing this yet. And so Karen was the only one we knew would play.
It was the three of us.
It was.
The confirmed cast.
So
on
it was
the
either
episode,
Dale,
you will hear.
me, or Karen.
Yeah,
Dale played Dale.
Yeah,
I played
I
me.
did like all the male voices.
And Karen played everybody else.
Yes, I did. I actually did play myself, but I also was the announcer.
You were all
played,
the male voices.
Trump, I played Chief Justice Roberts. I played Obama. I played Alex Jones. Some Russians, some Arabs, and I think that's it.
Yeah, Jake and I were slackers. I played me, which I'm starting to think means Dale thinks I can't act. And Jake wasn't even in the room. Doesn't even know what's going on yet. Does not know he is officially a superhero.
That's right. And that's the other sort of, again, spoiler for this episode, is that after getting involved with the resistance, gets kidnapped by the Russians, who are trying to create a morning show for Trump called Putin and Pals. But you get rescued from this horrific fate of being in the writer's room by Jake, who turns out to be the Purple Avenger, a secret superhero.
I did not know that, whilst carrying him in my body, something for which he still owes me.
That's right.
It's 10 months, not 9. 10.
10.
It's really 10.
Oh
okay, episode 2.
Episode 2, The Eagle and the Bear.
In this one, we get minions plotting against the resistance.
Yep.
We find out that Vera has a secret and some super strength. Our first appearance of Buddy Lee Morningwood with his classic. Genuine American country star Buddy Lee Morningwood doing The Eagle and the Burr.
Eagle and the Bear.
Burr. How many times has that been on a Dr. Demento list of some sort?
Well, it was number 1 for July of 2018. It ended up as number 12 in the Funny 25 for the year, and he played it a couple times, as well as some other songs from the show, which was a major like life goal achieved thing for us, for sure.
Check. Tick that box.
So you get to hear Chris Mezzalista, our music director, singing that as Buddy.
And we're off trying to resist as hard as we can, but of course you know it doesn't go well, and there's a bear.
There's a
disguise.
bear.
But you're going to have to listen to figure out who's wearing the bear suit. That's all I'm saying.
A rather famous
person.
Once
I surprised my ex for his birthday by renting a gorilla suit and showing up to sing and dance.
How long did it take your ex to find out that it was you?
He recognized my walk.
Okay. Now that's good. That's good. Well done.
Even though I was gorilla walking. But he also knew that there were very few people alive who would be renting a pink gorilla suit to do something like that at work. I mean, the list of suspects was small. Let's just go there. All right.
Right.
I got to get more tea. You keep talking.
Okay,
Episode
fine.
3. What are we doing?
Episode 3, Millhouse of Cards. Millhouse, of course, being the middle name of President Richard Nixon, who makes
this was related to South Park. Or Simpsons.
No, there are puns aplenty, as you may have figured out by now. But yes, a pun on House of Cards, but Millhouse of Cards. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Simpsons, the character is named after Nixon's middle name, yes.
Right, so see, wheels within wheels, man. This shit is deep.
It is quite deep.
Sorry, my tea is far away. Y'all listeners didn't need to know that, but this is what happens. So, there are velociraptors, at least one, who guess where he comes to live?
In Galveston, Texas.
My house.
Jake.
Because why don't you just adopt a velociraptor?
There's dogs, there's cats, and there's a velociraptor who Jake names Smiley because he has a large set of teeth.
I told him that the dinosaurs were licking him in his sleep. Because you do, right?
Right.
And I've been positioning plastic dinosaurs around his pillow when he's at school. So he comes home. He's not like freaking out. He's more mad at the dinosaurs. What are they doing? I told them not to.
Bird brains.
Yeah, bird brains.
I mean, they're literally birds are literally descended from dinosaurs. So
I know.
It's actually an accurate critique.
It was a learning moment. And so anyway, we got a dinosaur. We got a Melania show appearance. This is when Nancy joined us, I believe.
Nancy plays Melania's mother, Mrs. Naus, and Melania arranges for her to have a seance to give Trump advice. Summons the ghosts of Richard Nixon and Roy Cohn, his old mentor.
Again, like you do.
Like you do. Mm-hmm. They figure out that Pence is actually plotting a coup, so they send him off to Africa.
Where we move right into episode 4, the not-so-dark incontinent. where we bring to life two really cool things. Miss Ouida, whom you let me play, because
right.
she is super
Who's a real
awesome.
person. She's in Galveston. Boy,
Two words for
ribs.
you, folks. Fried ribs. That's all I got. She's a real
It's
person.
a delicacy.
And her fried ribs, whew. This is also where Dale introduced his sadistic form of torture for me. Whereupon Dale, knowing my lack of fondness for the bespectacled Rick Perry, has decided to make him my love interest.
I did indeed.
He did indeed. And so tune in for some really awesome, angry, horny rants from me improvised at the end, because they're there.
They are indeed.
Yeah.
Smart Rick has the glasses, specially modified glasses that let him be really smart and say things like nuclear, but when he takes the glasses off, he says nuclear.
And goes back to being who he really is.
Yeehaw.
But anywho, we've sent Pence to Africa, which is super fun. He's made new friends.
Special friends.
Who will later
Singing about
reappear for
abstinence.
you and help with the musical theater aspects of our show.
Indeed. Quite talented fellas.
Very talented. We also brought in our friend Liz Dineshnera, who she speaks French. and
Yes.
And we needed
She's
exactly
Dr. Benoit.
that. So she played Dr. Benoit, which was super fun.
And George Washington III joined the
yes.
cast. He had appeared earlier briefly, but now he was Dr. Akadiri in this African hospital where Pence is stuck. And Pence tries to lecture about abstinence. Akadiri lectures about colonialism, basically, in the history of Africa.
Another great song, too, as well.
Yeah.
And George is so awesome. And there was one episode where both of us somehow forgot to give him a lot to do. And I have felt so guilty about it ever since that I am now writing pages upon pages of George material. And he's wondering why he has so much to do.
That's
so
right.
if
It's
you
like,
dig
"Geez,
his
guys."
voice, I got you back.
And of course you do, because it's an awesome
It
voice.
is.
And,
All right. Where now? Keeping it moving.
Episode 5.
Episode 5.
Welcome to Hell.
Speaking of George's awesome voice.
We gave him a bucket list check off there by letting him play the Prince of Darkness himself,
Yes,
the devil.
Satan.
Because we also got a visit from the Civility Fairy.
Whose every word, it just rings chimes.
Rings chimes. She punishes people who are not being civil or respectful of authority, which pretty much describes us.
All of us. Played by the lovely and talented Rebecca Davis.
Rebecca Davis, indeed.
Who is learning to cook, and I am very proud of her.
She's learning to cook.
Yes, and boy,
Good.
oh boy, baby steps.
And
Baby steps.
it's part of the cast of the Oscar-nominated Incredibles 2.
Yes, that's right.
And,
a minor role that doesn't matter nearly as much as her devotion to the podcast.
Indeed.
Not true
Indeed.
at all. Are you kidding? But
Well,
we're very proud of her,
it's-
and we think she'll be
we're
back.
very proud of her.
We know she'll be back sometime this season. She's
Yes,
needed.
indeed. Yes, indeed. And she is, because civility is always a concern in Washington. We can shut down the government, but we can't be uncivil.
I don't understand why federal workers would have to go to a food bank, says Wilbur Ross just this morning.
I know.
Could be because you haven't paid them in a month,
Just
jackass.
dip into their offshore accounts.
I can't watch the news anymore without gritting my teeth.
Well, that's why we need to be back on the air here, because
We do.
we are a
I
mental health
must get
service.
this bile out of my mind.
Indeed. So, yes, there's a visit from Satan, and also a visit from someone even more evil, Stephen Miller, who is keeping Central American kids in a secret dungeon under the White House to feed upon.
Dale, we try to
I
stay
know,
ahead.
this is supposed to be fiction,
of,
but it's
I
not.
know, we try to stay ahead of current events. And we remain, I just keep seeing things happen and go, damn, fuck, we called that.
We did.
That was 2 episodes ago.
Putting Things in Order is episode 6, and there's a running plot line there is that Trump has been convinced by Mr. Miller to nuke the Mexican border as a way of taking care of the border
Right.
issue.
And the only reason we wrote that in, Dale, was because we wanted to use the bit about ferrets for his hairpiece.
That's right. Yeah. Lisa and Jake and Vera come up with a great plot to prevent all this from happening by feeding a video to Trump of an old guy saying, "Yep, we want to thank you for your business for the Mexican desert ferrets to part of your hair weave." And, of course, they won't grow their hair unless they're right there where they belong, Trump cancels
because Mexican desert ferrets. We did that.
Right.
We did that.
We did.
Episode 8.
We did. And for all we know, it's true.
Could be. I mean, people are saying, some people.
It's no more bizarre than anything's actually happened.
And with our track record, it could easily be true. Just give us another couple months.
Yes.
This administration is hard to keep ahead of.
Very hard indeed.
And it screwed us so badly. Look,
got...
episode 6, episode 8. Where's 7?
Yeah. Yeah, 7 fell victim to our inability to stay on track. We were going to have a brief little clips episode, kind of like this, but more clips and cast member choosing their favorite clips. We just started yakking as we do. And so it ended up being 2 episodes, and it was like, well, screw it. We can't call that one 7. Well, whatever. And so we just skipped right to 8.
It's like the 13th floor in a hotel.
Like the Trump Tower.
Okay. Doesn't exist.
Right, exactly.
Sorry.
Right. So, yep. So this one, episode 8, left to their own devices. You can imagine that it involves the Trump cabinet, those great minds, the very best people that he's assembled to, run things, including Secretary DeVos of Education, who sings a song.
For getting after her a bit.
That's right. From our newest cast member, Lori Firth, playing Betsy DeVos quite masterfully. And in the meantime, Trump is getting very nervous, and Putin lets him know through a song, of course, that he has a dacha on the Black Sea waiting for him, should he feel the need to get away.
And Mrs. Pence introduces Father Pence to some very special underwear, which give us 2 of the best things about the podcast so far. One is Chris Mezzalesta going, "Ow!" is fabulous. And Lori Firth's helpless laughter throughout every scene of every episode. Those are things we like.
Helpless. It's wonderful.
Okay.
It makes me smile every time I edit an episode, for sure. Hearing Lori or Karen just lose it entirely, or various guests. Yes.
Let's see. And bad news for my alter ego. We break Rick Ferry's glass. Rick Ferry. Brian Ferry, Rick Perry, Elvis Costello. We break somebody's glasses.
That's right.
Swear my
which renders Rick into Dumb Rick.
Which problematic.
And so then, as we were writing the next episode, we got a gift from the gods. The gods being, in this case, Stormy Daniels.
Definitely the goddess.
Who revealed, the goddess indeed, revealed a certain portion of Trump's anatomy had a somewhat fungal appearance.
Yes.
So that led to the mushroomian
like that
candidate.
Mushroom in Mario Brothers. Go-kart. Whatever.
So as many mushroom puns as we could fit in, we did. I think you did the bulk of them.
I dig mushroom jokes.
Yes. Indeed. And a cloud of mushroom jokes.
We had to be stopped. So there's a lot of mushroom jokes and Trump tripping balls. So have fun with that.
He's tripping balls. Yeah.
Speaking of Stormy Daniels, did you see? I saw a tweet from her just yesterday that I thought was masterful in response to the person who said to her, "Sadly, there's no cure for being a C word," calling her that. Mm-hmm. She said, "Oh, my condolences. How long did the doctor give your mother to live?" And I thought, she's a Southern lady. It just needed a bless your heart. I want to be her friend. Stormy Daniels, if you're listening, I want to be your friend.
Oh, yes.
Right, sorry, got ahead of ourselves, or aside of ourselves. Tripping balls, that's where we left Trump.
Tripping balls. So he's all totally paranoid now, feels that Mueller's breathing down his neck. So he asks Betsy DeVos to borrow one of her yachts so that he can rendezvous with a Russian submarine, which is full of minions who have been disgraced and that they're stuck scrubbing pots of borscht.
Many of our minions, all of us doing bad Russian accents because we like it.
We have Yevgeny, Sophia, Andrei,
Yes,
and so on.
but we all sound basically same because we all make it very deep and very Natasha and Boris. I don't know
omit
why.
articles and adverbs.
Yes, we are really not good at this accent. We are for Americans, but
It works.
it works for us. But
That's
you
right.
should know, every voice actor, this is first accent they learn because it's easy.
It's very, very easy.
Very, very. But we do that a lot. Underwater.
Underwater, yes.
And this is the bunny episode.
So Trump is trying to escape. Things go horribly wrong. The submarine gets blown up, and
We see if Russians can float.
yes, the Russians end up getting scooped up by Eric Prince and sent to Gitmo. And
Again, like you do.
yes, and Mrs. Pence is so furious because this was her husband's big chance to, become president, that she
Yeah.
makes sure she's not
Two
ignored.
words, mother.
She took her.
President Pelosi.
She-
President Pelosi. Take that, Mother Pence.
She goes all Glenn Close on us and says, "I will not be ignored," and boils Marlon Brando.
And look, Dale did that. PETA, I had nothing to do with that. I didn't even know it was coming until it came in the script, and
That was the best because I could see everyone's faces and everyone was just like, "No," because it's a bunny.
none of us knew.
Nobody knew.
Which means we don't prep, so that's on us.
Yes,
but
indeed.
but given that the script is usually being written until about 32 seconds before we start recording,
Yep.
but
Pretty much.
I didn't know.
Pretty much.
I had no idea.
But
and I was shocked.
I do
The depravity.
walk it back, and we also have in the intermission we had a phone call, a voicemail from John Oliver threatening to rain down legal fire on us, and so we
Some brimstone.
did a little rewrite and have Marlon Brando come back as Marlon Brando 2, a clone from the Chinese labs with bionic enhancements that we're slowly learning about.
Oh, and this is Rick's big fun on the beach, this this particular episode.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine the conversation, dear listener. It went something like this. Hey, what if we make him naked and put him on a jet ski? Fuck yeah, can we get a margarita machine on the beach? Dude, that's it. Hell yeah. And that's how that happened.
Well, not completely naked. He had cowboy hat and boots and his 6-gun, belt with 6 guns.
Like you do.
Other than that, he was hanging 10 or 11 if you count as Willie. Gets reined in, corralled with the help of Vera and something called the Gizmo, which has been...
And Charles.
And Charles, the
George
Secret Service
Washington
agent, played by
III.
George.
Because of the guilt. I swear. This particular plot twist was me saying, oh, man, George is so good and I don't know why I left him out last time. And you know what? Charles is a double agent.
That's right.
How
He's
that
working
plot
for the
twist happened.
resistance.
Just so that we can bring him back. You're
A lot
welcome,
of these
George.
things are quite
Love
ad
you, man.
hoc. That's the way it works. Like we basically killed off Vera in episode 1 when the Russians attack, but I was like, oh, we can rebuild her in
shit, we
episode
need
2.
her.
And I was like, great, which is good because Vera's a great character.
She is.
And and Rick Perry's glasses. I mean, that's the whole thing that
That
morphed
will go
into
on
something
and on forever.
quite some time. Unfortunately for you, Lisa.
We've
But,
got to get some Dancing with the Stars references in there.
It has to be, indeed. So I hope you all have been following this because this is quite meticulous what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But
Dale made notes.
Yeah, I did.
He did, and it took him forever, and it was painstaking, and I bet he regrets
all
the
for naught.
shit out of
All
it right
for
now.
naught.
All for
All
naught.
for naught. So let's
How
see.
can you not know this by now?
We've picked Rick's glasses and Trump's plotting to give nukes to the Saudis because he owes
Right.
them, or Jared owes them, or one
We
or the
got
other.
Jake raps, which is fun.
Yes, Jake did a rap. This is the first time I've ever written any rap lyrics, and probably the last. But we'll find.
Also,
I
the
think
first time that Karen had ever rapped.
That's right. But it's quite
It's
quite
cute.
entertaining. It's the perpizzle of Izzle. Yeah. So
Let's
using
see.
really up to date kind of hip hop slang like the kids do.
Yeah, we are so not hip. That
at all.
distracts Nope, that doesn't distract. I got distracted. It happened. I read the word
Lisa.
and I went, oh, I wonder what that feels like. I'm just getting to my core sense emotion for this role. I'm sorry.
Which is major confusion.
Actor bullshit. That's what I was doing right there. Some actor bullshit.
That's right. Using your sense memory.
I am really terrible at this whole actor thing. I've told you this. Karen's one New York professor, Boston, I don't know, somewhere over there on the East Coast, in theater school. Mm-hmm. He would just say, Jesus Christ, just say it like you fucking mean it. How hard is that? And I'm like, that's my method.
It's like acting, you know?
You have distilled it, sir, for me in a way that I understand.
Yeah. You could put that out, like you have a big 1,000-page book and have that on every page, and be like, okay.
I'm going to make a pillow or something, a little sampler for the office.
The art of thespianism.
Just say it like
Karen,
you fucking mean it.
And Karen also came up with this little plot line, which we used in episode 12, which was that a caravan of Americans is headed north to the Canadian border. And our friends up north justifiably panicked about this idea of being invaded by a bunch of Americans, form a wall of moose and mounties. That was literally, Karen gave me this little sheet of paper. We went at a conference, the World Voices Conference, and it was like a wall of moose and mounties. And I was like, thank you, Karen, for this gift. And while I was there, our friend and actual genuine Canadian, Jody Krangle, got roped in to play Mountie to sing the song. And also George Washington III sang the part of Justin Trudeau. Which is sort of, I don't know, ironic somehow. But,
like for real.
Yes.
So,
oh, yeah.
Yes, it's amazing. And Jody was very polite, despite being typecast in a horrible way.
That's right.
And she may have been horrified by the whole thing, but she was, again, very polite.
Very polite indeed.
Super polite.
Yeah. So
Extra
sorry.
polite.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. I did my work beautifully. Did you want me to make a mistake so that we could record again? I'm so sorry. She's fantastic. I like Jody. I love Jody.
Indeed.
Let's keep
Jody's
Jody.
Awesome. Yes. Wow. We should definitely bring her back.
All right.
So episode 13, the big
fest.
finale, You'll Be Sorry. Speaking of sorry.
Sorry.
Our Christmas-themed episode. Our Russian friends in Gitmo are plotting the Christmas pageant and also their escape from Gitmo. Pence shows up. He has to.
We're not even sure
his...
why we made how this is we stretched the plot on this one.
Yeah. I don't know what you mean, Lisa.
We're going to put everybody in Gitmo. How are we going to do that? I don't know. We'll just say it. Like we mean it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right. Yeah. So the Russians are there. Pence's African friends are also there.
Hubba, hubba.
He has a joyful reunion. Because he gets to take off his shocking underwear.
Thank goodness. You can't get through the metal detector like that.
Right. So we cribbed some.
Sorry.
Yeah, we cribbed some lines from Spinal Tap to have him do that. So he shows up. Buddy Lee Morningwood comes back to sing "Making Christmas Great Again." That's another song that ended up on much to our surprise, on Dr. Demento, on one of his Christmas shows. And of course, Trump doesn't want to let Pence upstage him, so he shows up too and sings part of that song. Then the Russians jerry-rig a microwave to start a fire, and they escape in the ensuing chaos.
And it's a cliffhanger because, truthfully, we have not written episode 1 yet, and so haven't the foggiest idea where it's going to go. So, if you've got suggestions, you can call our 800 number, 1-866-6-CALL-BS, 1-8-SATAN-CALL-BS. Leave a plot twist.
1-8-SATAN-CALL-BS.
You could snail mail. Email.
Yes. Email. bsderesistance at gmail.com.
Hit us up on Twitter.
Twitter at BS de Resistance. There's also a BS de Resistance Facebook page.
Oh, there is.
And,
God, you're good at this.
And soon there will be a Patreon account.
Yeah, so you can send us
a
buck or two for coffee or tea or...
Indeed. We'll give you all kinds of bonus content, whatever the hell that is.
Well, hey, I have about 8 spare microphone cables I'm willing to send whoever sends the first suggestion. I'm cleaning out my studio.
So if you're like, I don't know, furloughed or something, and you
need a microphone that I can't ensure works.
Hit us up. We will help you out. We will donate microphone cables to you.
Yeah, hey, what are you doing? I know you're in that area where you have more government employees. We've got some coasties
We're about 100
here.
miles away. Yeah. Well, I am, spoiler alert, writing a song in praise of the government workers. But I think we're probably, there's probably a donation thing happening around us. So I got to check that out.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything. It's a real small Coast Guard station, but it's been on my list of things I need to check into as well. Because you know what, folks? Ouch. Do some good wherever you can.
Yeah. Indeed.
I was in the gas station the other day, and as I was walking in, there's a homeless guy out there looking for change. And a woman comes in right behind me. She's an older white lady. She has Trump voter written all over her. And she starts going, I just can't believe, I hate, they're at every gas station. And I was like, well, I suppose if you needed help, you would do something different. And marched my happy butt out, gave that guy $5 in front of her so I could go, there, but for luck and white privilege.
Yeah.
Go we.
Bless her heart.
Bless your fucking heart. Don't bitch, folks. Do something. If it's $5 out of your pocket, or stopping someone to say thank you, or standing up for the little guy, if you don't behave nicely like that, we won't write any more episodes.
So there.
So, up your game, folks.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's an awesome suggestion.
It wasn't really a suggestion. I used my mom voice.
That's right. Okay. You've got to know our listeners' middle names to do it properly, though.
I know.
So
Listener P listeners.
So
no, that's been bugging me, and it's something I'm trying to. It looks.
Yeah.
I fear y'all for the country, don't you? A little bit, Dale. I think.
More than a little bit.
I think we're getting to the point where we need to know which of our neighbors are going to help us hide people, and take care of each other.
Yeah, it's.
And maybe start helping right now while you can.
Absolutely.
Put a few in the favor bank, whatever works for you, however you want to rationalize it, but
pay it forward. Yeah.
Put your shit out there. Time's coming. Scary.
Indeed.
Now I'm terrified and I don't want to leave the box, but it's really hot in here, so we should wrap up this podcast.
Okay. And also coming is season 2. On February the 5th, we will kick it off. And
remember, your plot twists and suggestions welcome.
Indeed. So now you're completely up to date. Even if you're brand new to the show, this is kind of how it goes. We have all these wonderful things happening in the scripts. And then between each episode, we have a bonus episode where we kind of do this. So except, if you could follow that train of thought, God bless you.
Tell your weed guy thanks.
That's exactly.
If this all made sense, you're welcome.
See, that's a sponsorship we should get, and it's like, for this type of episode, we recommend pairing it with this nice, gentle, head buzz, pain relief thing.
I have a Google alert, a Google News alert set for IPO Acreage Holdings. That's the company that Boehner is on the board of now, because when it fucking goes public.
Yep. He's got some connections. Funny stuff. All right, guys.
Anywho.
All right, well, we'll see you in 10 days. We'll get everybody else involved. We'll get a song written, a script written, little things like that.
Maybe a mushroom joke.
It'll happen.
You just never know.
You never know.
All right.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye.